Welcome back to another episode of the Natty Teacher. I am, of course, your host. Who else but the Natty Teacher? And today I am excited, man. I'm freaking jazzed up. I am pumped and ready to rock and roll because this will be a fun one. It's a new new workout setup, a training setup. Yeah, a lot of the same exercises, just different order, and one new exercise as far as kind of a big primary mover for the quads. So let's dig into it a little bit. We got our leg A session, our first leg session of the week. For you guys, this will be the last upload of the week. So you should be seeing this video Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days. It'll be after the new year, so Happy New Year. Today is New Year's Eve, but when this video will be uploaded, like I said, will be after New Year's. So hopefully you had an awesome New Year's and you are starting the new year off strong, crushing your personal goals, your fitness goals, doing anything and everything you can to be the best version of yourself in 2025. That's what it's all about, man. You know, put God first, then your family, then yourself. And kind of go from there. And friends, I would say, should be up there with family as well. If you don't have friends that aren't your family too, well, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Anyways, regardless, for our leg A session, here's what we got on the docket, okay? Some basics. We're gonna go in there, do a little mobility work, get the hips opened up, get the legs primed and ready to rock and roll. And we're gonna start with some lying hamstring curls. So normally we would actually start with adductor at this gym because this is not in the basement gym. This is at the commercial gym I work out at. But we're gonna start with hamstrings, okay? Do some lying hamstring curls. We got 3 sets there. We'll be moving on to leg extensions, which we have 3 sets there. Then we have a close foot Smith squat. This will be our primary mover for the quads, kind of our bigger, arguably compound exercise. Like obviously, I'm still gonna get a little hamstring and glute work out of here. There's no doubt about that. Like it's just kind of impossible to completely isolate the quads in a squat, even with closed feet. But regardless, we're gonna do our best. Okay, so we're gonna really emphasize having the feet pointed forward, heels slightly elevated. I do have some elevation blocks at this gym, so that'll be cool to work with. And having the feet dang close to each other, really getting some good depth, pushing those knees over the toes. So we're not really worried so much about an unbelievable amount of weight. We're more concerned with the stretch and the contraction of the quads and how we're actually feeling in the quads. Obviously, progressively overloading that and getting stronger and stronger is going to be, hugely important, but that's not like the main focus starting out with this exercise. The main focus would be to get this thing down, get the pattern down, make sure we're still being very safe and cautious on the knees, but really, really trying to put as much overall tension and work into the quads as possible. Okay, so that is the plan. After that, the idea was to do some glute hypers. We're gonna see how this is feeling back here, because when I'm holding like a heavy dumbbell down low like that, it does have a tendency to kind of get me a little bit. So we're gonna have to be cautious of that, but that is the plan as of right now, is to move into some glute hypers after that, as long as they feel good. And then after that, we will finish with adductors. So we will finish with adductor work there, and then go from there. That is the plan. And then calves. Yeah, so yeah, sorry, we can go from there. We have some machine toe press after that to round off the session, and that's it. Okay, no core or cardio work today. That is the plan. Basically how I structure it, it's 2 days on with core and cardio, 1 day off, 2 days on with core and cardio, 1 day off, and then a day on. So for a total of 7 days, I do 5 sessions of core and cardio work and go from there. So that's where we're at. Calves are still 3 times a week, and then direct weighted abdominal training is 2 to 3 times a week. Usually, I would say at least twice, but if there's a time where I'm training abs really early on in the week and I want to, throw in a little bit more weighted abs later on in the week, totally fine. So we're 2 meals deep so far today. That's the nice thing about being on Christmas break is, I don't really have to rush around, so got to sleep in a little bit more. Got to stay up later a little bit last night. Watched the Detroit Lions go 14-2, by the way. Gotta love that. Being from Michigan, I am a big Lions fan, so that's awesome. And I'm not a bandwagon Lions fan. Like I was, a Lions fan back in 08 when they went 0-16. And I remember my dad and I would watch the games and literally just sit there and laugh because it was horrible. They were terrible. But it was enjoyable, put it that way. It was fun to watch. But regardless, congratulations to them. That's awesome. Hopefully we got our first Super Bowl this year with the Lions. We'll see. They need to definitely need to get some people off the injury list and get some healthy players in there, get some of their big names back, because their defense especially is not looking super hot right now, but offense is looking great. Anyways, regardless, we're gonna jump in there. Like I said, I'm gonna do some mobility work, get everything kind of loosened up and ready to rock and roll, and get into lying hamstring curls. So for you guys, this will be after, of course, mobility work and warming up and all that kind of fun jazz. Top set of some lying hamstring curls will be the first thing you'll see, and you're going to see that right about now. All right, so as promised, we got some good old school lying hamstring curls here, man. We did 3 working sets here. I will say I was experimenting with pausing more at the top, like right here at this part. I like it, but to be honest, I really do like the more fluid motion where you kind of just keep the tempo moving a little bit more and keeping the feet a little bit further spread apart. Not too much, but a little bit. So I'm going to go back to that, and I actually did. Today was my second leg session of the week. So this is the one I'm voicing over right now. This video was my first leg session of the week. So like I was kind of saying, we're going to be split 3 uploads a week each of, my full 6-day split. Regardless, today I actually sped up the tempo a little bit. Still controlled it on the way down, but didn't hold it for quite as long at the top, and I actually liked that a lot more. I could feel it really good, and yeah, I just dug that. So we'll go back to that. But anyways, 3 working sets here to get us started. Pumping some blood into the hamstrings. I would say unless you are like one of the very few people on the planet that have overly dominant hamstrings, I would highly, highly recommend starting with like a seated hamstring curl or a lying hamstring curl to get your sessions going. I think that is ideal for hamstring growth and development for sure. And again, an overall leg development. You can never have, striated, muscular enough hamstring. So I would definitely start there for sure, whether you're bodybuilding or not. It's just great to get the legs going too. Regardless, second exercise, we had 3 working sets of some good old school leg extensions here. So getting that nice full range of motion, getting that nice, full extension with a brief hold at the top, but not anything super crazy. So we're not doing some like big 2-second, 3-second static hold at the top or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not my cup of tea. So again, kind of keeping that pace moving a little bit. But 3 working sets here with this top weight, and felt pretty good. Yeah, it felt really good, actually. So pump some good blood into the quads. Again, really focusing on trying to connect with that rectus femoris, that top part of the quad. Get that as muscular as possible. So 3 working sets of lying hamstring curls and 3 working sets of leg extensions to get this first leg session of the week going. I dug it with a shovel, man. It went great. Now, here's an exercise that's a little bit new to me. This is a close foot Smith squat. So we have some heel elevation as well. I'm actually going to raise the elevation a little bit and move the actual heel elevators a little bit further forward so they line up a little bit better with, the bar and with the machine itself. Not to say that this was bad. It was a lot of quad still, but I think I might actually be able to even get more quad and some healthier depth and all that kind of fun stuff, and a little bit less on the knees next time around here. But this was tough, man. This is a humbling exercise, with the heels elevated and really getting that full depth all the way down. Like I'm literally sitting as far down as I can go. Like I cannot go any further than that without falling backwards. So I really dug it though. We did 2 sets here. This was actually my second set. So we did 2 sets of 12. I want to be in that 8 to 12 rep range, so I was at the top end of that rep range, which was good. So we definitely will jump this weight up next week, or this upcoming week, I should say. And get a little bit more weight on the bar, just purely because we're already kind of at the top end of that. But for this day starting out, as kind of a building block here, I was happy with it. But yeah, 1.25 plate ain't light on this movement, especially as your third exercise in. I was like, dang, like this is humbling. So obviously the goal would be to work this one up to 2 and 2.25 plates, 3 plates, all that kind of fun jazz with this kind of form and this kind of control. And I have a feeling when we get to that point, our quads will be looking sick. But yeah, so again, 2 work sets here, and then we moved on, but again, felt really good, still felt really good, definitely can be even better, though, in the future, for sure, so excited for that, absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of just stalling here. I was really trying to push this one to 12 again, so which I did, but it took a minute. So anyways, then went on to glute hypers. Okay, now the heaviest dumbbell I have in here is 100 pounds, so I just grab that and do 2 working sets there. Really controlling that descent with the dumbbell. I actually allowed the dumbbell to come very close to, if not completely touch the floor. I can't remember. and then, really pull up, focusing on pulling up with the hamstrings and the glutes. I would highly recommend making sure that your feet are planted on the actual, extension itself on the platform. Really make sure that your feet are in a good position, in a comfortable position, one in which it doesn't leave your hamstrings or your glutes overly vulnerable. I think you do need to be very cautious of that for sure with this particular exercise. So just make sure that you are in a good spot, put it that way, that you're in a good, safe spot, and kind of progressively overload from there. So we did 2 working sets here. 10 to 15 reps is where I like to follow that rep range. So I think our top set was 13 and our back off set was 10 or 11, maybe 12, somewhere between 10 and 12. I know it was at least 10. But yeah, felt really good, felt nice and strong, and, got a sick pump out of it. So no doubt. Then to end the actual leg portion of this training, before moving on to calves. Obviously, calves are a part of the legs, but from the knee up leg training, we'll say. We have adductors. So again, really focusing on bringing those paddles all the way together to a dead stop. That's something I haven't done in the past so much, and I'm really glad that I am on the track to do that. I think that I was kind of just slamming the paddles together, the paddles that are, on my knees, kind of slamming them together, and then they were kind of bouncing off each other. What I'm really trying to do here is bring them together to a dead stop and holding there for a moment. This felt awesome. This was a great way to end the actual knee up portion of the leg training for sure. So we did 2 working sets here, top set of 10 with our top weight here, and then we did a follow-up set a second set of 8 with that same weight as well. Felt really good, and definitely is a phenomenal exercise. I'm a big fan of the adductor movements for sure. And then after that, we did do 3 working sets of some machine toe press as well on the horizontal leg press, but that was unrecorded. So yeah, there you go. Simple and effective. Catching the outfit. All right. Leg A session in the freaking books. Wowza. That was a toughie. A good one, but man, it was solid. That was a tough one, man. Had to, again, kind of bringing a few tweaks to this training block to kind of really get the most out of my training. Wowza, man. Yeah, that was a tough session, no doubt, but also a very rewarding, really good session. So super happy with that for sure. Yeah, those close foot close foot Smith machine squats, dear God, wow, those things are coming up out of the hole like that, because I'm actually getting that really deep stretch on the quads. So obviously I'm not using a ton of load. I mean, it's my 3rd exercise and I was only using like a plate and a quarter. I mean, I did a 2x12, so we will definitely go up next week, because I'd like that top set to be closer. Well, I mean, 12 is fair actually, so we'll go up a little bit next week at least. Kind of slowly progress that up, but man, that was tough. That was my first time ever doing that. Really getting deep in the hole there, driving up through the quads. Can't help but to use a little bit of glutes and hamstrings, especially when you're really getting that deep. But yeah, that was a tough exercise, but I really enjoyed it. I really did. That was a great workout. It was a lot of fun. Just felt very much like I was connecting with the muscle. That's the kind of workout where you're going to get some growth for sure. Like I could just tell, like that's best way to get the growth for sure. Definitely super connected to it. But regardless, I'm heading home. It is like a blizzard here in Michigan, like legitimately like a blizzard. Like it's not the kind of snow that really sticks too much, other than maybe like to a car. Like it's that really thick snowflake snow, but regardless, it is pretty wild how much snow we're getting right now, as far as like how quickly the weather changed and how much it has been coming down. Pretty wild, no doubt. But yeah, man, I'm gonna head home, get my post-workout meal, and I totally forgot to blend up my post-workout meal and bring it with me to the gym, or else I would have already had it in. But that's okay. We're gonna go get it right now. So I'm gonna go home, blend that up, chug that bad boy down. My parents are coming over in a couple hours for New Year's Eve. So you guys, again, will see this video post New Year's. So happy New Year's. Again, hopefully you've started 2025 off on the right foot and starting to achieve all your goals, whatever that is, or resolutions, if you rock that way, or both. But regardless, man, yeah, that's all I got. That was a great workout, great session. Don't feel like I absolutely, I put it this way, I definitely feel like I gave it my all, but at the same time, I feel like I at least have like a smidge left in the tank. which I kind of like to find that happy medium. Where, like, don't get me wrong, there are some sessions I go in there and it's just like I have nothing left, and you just leave and you feel like a zombie. Like in this session, I actually feel like I'm leaving the gym with a little bit of breath in the tank. You know what I mean? Even though I crushed it, I really did. Like I really, really crushed it big time. It's just one of those things where, you know, I do feel like I have a little bit left, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. So again, I like finding that happy medium. That's kind of a nice sweet spot to be in. So, anyways, yeah, man. So that's about all I got for you. So I'm gonna, like I said, head home, get something to eat, shower, get cleaned up, chill for the day. When you guys will see this video, I'll only have a couple days left, but as of right now, I still almost have a full week of vacation left for Christmas break, so that's pretty cool. So still got some time off before I go back to my regular schedule, but yeah, good stuff. So anyways, again, first and foremost, and most importantly, God bless. And now for my little pitch. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Give this video a like. Maybe share it if you'd like to. That's up to you. Drop any comments, questions, or feedback you got down below. I will be sure to give them an answer, no doubt. When I see them, that is. Yeah, man. That's it. Sorry, I'm in a brain. You know how it is, man. After training legs, I've got a little bit of a brain fog going right now. So, anyways, happy New Year, happy 2025. God bless. Again, hopefully y'all are having a great start to your year. And from myself and the whole Natty family, this episode of Road to Natty Pro is out. Have a great one. Be safe. Hopefully you had a safe and happy and healthy holiday. You're feeling great. And I'll catch y'all guys on the next one. Exciting push B session after this one. I'm excited to post that one. You guys will, I think, really, really like that one. We're back in the basement for that. Anyways, see you later.